this video I'll be showing you how I built my home climbing wall in my backyard. It's 10 feet tall by 8 feet wide, and it has a small 6 foot tall by 2 feet wide section on the left hand side that's at a right angle to the front of it. I also have this plywood at the bottom that I use to step on so that my feet don't get dirty, and also to cushion my fall a little bit when I jump down. Here's the back. This is some of the support structure. It's got braces all over it to keep the plywood together. It's got some important braces here that attach straight through to the ground with stakes in them. The whole thing is attached to a swing set frame, but you could easily attach to the side of your house or to the side of a garage or even to a tree. I put some stakes in the ground and then screwed those into the supporting pieces. Here is a bar that holds the wall in place so that the bottom of it doesn't swing back and forth. Along the top I've got some triangular braces that are just made of extra wood and 2x4s I had around. So when I want to take a rock on or off the wall, I just unscrew the screws that are in them. They're just regular blue decking screws, and I pull the rock off the wall. I pre-pilot hole the new location that I need the rock. Then I just screw in the hold to the new location and it's ready to go. I try to keep a minimum of at least 3 screws per hold, but 2 when I can't find a good spot for them. Nice and solid. So next I'll show you how I make my rocks. So first I take some piece of wood I've got around. This is from a pallet, and I'm just going to cut it into 2 pieces. One smaller one and one larger one. Both of them will make nice handholds. Often you can cut 2 handholds of the same piece and you'll get 2 interesting shapes for only 1 cut. Then I'll round the corners off on my bandsaw, and then I'll take them and I will sand down the edges to make sure that they're not too sharp or splintery. It's important here to not sand down the back that will be touching the climbing wall itself, because it will lose structural integrity and won't be able to hold against the wall quite so well. Now I'm going to drill 3 holes into this, and I'm going to countersink all of them with a much larger drill bit to allow for the screw head to be fit in nicely. And then I'm going to grab a little piece of sandpaper and I'm going to sand down those holes really carefully so that there's no splinters or bits of wood still sticking out. Now I'll do the same to the smaller of the 2 rocks that I just made. Now back to the bandsaw, I'll take a larger piece of wood, a 2x4 this time, and I'm going to cut down a little chunk of it off to make into a rock. And again, I'm going to sort of cut down the corners a little bit and shape it into a sort of nicer rock climbing rock type of feel. If you have favorite rock climbing rocks at your rock climbing gym locally, you could always go and check out some of those ones and then try to mimic those as best you can with this method. I chose to make my rocks out of wood because it was cheaper than the alternative, which would be hundreds of dollars to spend on these type of rocks from actual rock climbing materials, the plastic ones that you see at gyms. Next I'm going to cut down some angles on them on the bandsaw, and then I'm going to sand down those angles on the belt sander. Again, I'm making sure that I round over any rough corners, but leaving the back so that it's got a straight, hard line that will be easy to clamp against the wall. Then I'm going to drill and countersink these holes again, sand them out, and that's 3 fresh rocks made. And that's my climbing wall. Thanks for watching.